approach the game in the same way. We're going to see the same kind of tactics from Luis Enrique?
Yeah, 43 goals scored. That's one more than Bayern Munich so far. They're chasing the record of 45. I believe it was Barcelona, if I'm not mistaken, who have that in a single Champions League campaign. I know there's more games, and obviously PSG have had the benefit of going through the playoffs to score more goals. 43 goals is ridiculous, right? But they're just so entertaining to watch play. But this group is a talented group. That midfield's phenomenal. And I think compared to what Bayern Munich have in midfield, that's probably where the matchup is going to come. Who wins that midfield battle? Who can score the most goals? But who has the better performance has got to come down to the goalkeeper as well. He doesn't get celebrated so enough. It's about a freak goalkeeper, right? But he's good.
Last week that I thought he had a pretty good game, but he did concede 4 goals. In terms of PSG, obviously they finally managed to get it done last season. Do you think there's a feeling amongst the fans and Luis Enrique that he's got such a good team, such a good squad of players and such a relatively young squad of players, much younger than Bayern Munich, that this is their opportunity to win it season after season after season for 3 or 4 seasons in a row? Make the most of this opportunity, and if you miss one, then that is a real opportunity missed.
Yeah, listen, we've been talking all season long about how Luis Enrique's managed this season, because they've gone from being Champions League winners, where they absolutely annihilated Inter in that final. They were phenomenal. I didn't see that type of a performance or result coming, but they were spectacular. They went straight to the FIFA Club World Cup and they made it to the final. They then had a week off before they then started preparation, where 2 weeks later they had another game domestically. Season had already started. So in my personal opinion, you've got to start to think about what you're doing, resting players, when they play, when they don't. It's ridiculous what they've gone through in Champions League. It's ridiculous what they've gone through domestically. But what Luis Enrique has done with all of these games and such competitive games is he's rested players. Look at performances and numbers for your top players. Dembele's numbers domestically, he's played like 20 games in Liga. If you look at what Kvaratskhelia has done, he's played like 23 games in Liga. Like, they have the ability to be able to rest and rotate and make sure that at this stage, they're ready to rock and roll. That game against your Newcastle confused me, because I thought, all right, they're going to put the foot in the accelerator here. This is the real PSG. We had to wait another month for that. This is the real PSG.
Yeah, they found it eventually.
They're more rested than any team in the competition, including Bayern Munich, by the way.
Let's look ahead to a potential final. Obviously, if PSG do manage to hold on to the lead and get there, they'll be up against Arsenal. Bayern, if they get there, they've played Arsenal already this season, didn't manage to win that game in the league phase. PSG haven't played them so far this season. How would you preview that kind of game? Are you seeing a team that Arsenal have a way of beating, or is this going to be a one-sided final like we saw last season against Inter?
I think whoever wins this tie is favourite going into that tie against Arsenal. I think Arsenal need to come up with a major game plan. How do you stop PSG scoring goals? I don't know. How do you stop Bayern Munich scoring goals? I don't know. By the way, PSG 43 goals, Bayern Munich 42 goals, which I think after this game, if I think Bayern are going through, they're going to eventually score more than Paris Saint-Germain, so they'll be then potentially a record holder in this competition for goals scored in a single campaign. I don't know if Arsenal can stop either of these sides scoring goals. But how many can Arsenal score? Arsenal need to be at their best to be able to score against this PSG side and Bayern Munich, because it's not as if PSG and Bayern Munich are bad defensively. They're not. I watched a great interview on Vincent Kompany post-game last week about how poor the defending was. And he was like, are you kidding me? Like, this was a good defensive performance. It's just the quality of the offensive players is too good. You can't stop it. Let's break down PSG, right? Kvaratskhelia. Obviously, I say his name 10 different ways on our network because it's difficult to pronounce for me. However, his goal contributions are unbelievable. What he's done to Paris Saint-Germain is next level. He's changed them into the best European side. He's made them the best European side. They got rid of Mbappe, brought in Kvaratskhelia. And they're by far a better team than anyone else in European football right now. That will be challenged against Bayern Munich because there is still a vulnerability about Paris Saint-Germain. They're not at their best, and they haven't really put out a top-class performance all season long. They've been better, but they haven't put out a top-class performance. You remember Inter, obviously, against Barcelona last year, they had that amazing semi-final. PSG wait till the final and make that happen, right? And then that was the performance we went, wow. We haven't seen that from PSG all season long, but they can turn it on at any given point. Kvaratskhealia's 15 goal involvements in the Champions League is phenomenal. 7 consecutive games now with a goal involvement, which is ridiculous, scoring goals.
It's always crazy. It is crazy. It's always dangerous comparing eras in football, but I'm thinking back to the last time Arsenal were in a Champions League final, 2006. They're up against a wonderful Barcelona team. It was a mountain to climb going into that game, although they had a great team. There was Titi and all the rest of them in the Arsenal team. remember that, and then fast forward to now, whether they play PSG or Bayern in the final, do you think this group of Arsenal players has more of a chance of winning the Champions League this season than that side back in 2006 did, or would you say now they do?
I mean, it's a tough question because I thought that side way back then, 20 years ago, was incredible.
It was a good team. It
was a very good team. A lot of individuals as a team, great manager.
But up against a great Barcelona team.
But up against one of the best teams we've ever seen, right? So, yeah.
But that's why
I would put it into...
League, isn't it? You have to beat these... If you're going to win this competition, and why it's so difficult to win and why we're all glued to it and we love it, is if you want to win the Champions League, at some point you've got to beat a team like PSG or a team like Bayern.
Put the team back up. Either side, Bayern Munich or PSG, let's just compare it real quickly to what they've got to go up against. Arsenal in the final, congratulations. You're going up against the Paris Saint-Germain side that's just knocked Bayern Munich out of the competition. Where's the weakness here?
Well,
where's the weakness?
They've got a better goalie. Raya's a better keeper than that.
I don't care about comparing. You can compare Raya, you can compare individuals in midfield, Saka, you can compare Rice, you can compare Odegaard. Best midfield in European football, full stop. Arsenal can compete against that, absolutely. But forward line, you can't compete. Back line, you can't compete. Set pieces is a vulnerability, and the only way I think Arsenal beats this PSG side. Let's go to Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich and under Vincent Kompany. It's phenomenal what he's done. He's made this team 2 years ago shocking defensively. Now, much more solid. Hard to score goals against, except for PSG. Goalkeeper's 40 years old. Still remarkable. I would say world class. Fullback positions up for debate. Is it Laimer or Stanisic? Little bit of a weak point there. Could they get a little bit more of advantage? I would say against this Bayern side, that's where the vulnerability is.
Saka against
because Arsenal against this team set pieces, brush it off. Vincent Kompany's got to take care of business, no problem. Midfield, battle. I'd still say Arsenal's midfield's better than this. Forward line, no chance. There's no way Arsenal are stopping this side or Paris Saint-Germain from scoring goals. But Arsenal have to score goals. So which side do they want to go? Because certainly, if you look at Dembele, Doué, obviously Kvara, they've got the benefit in the wider areas, and that's where your goals are going to come from. So, yeah, listen, I think Arsenal will be nervous against either side that they come up against. And I think tomorrow will be another example as to how great football is, how great the Champions League is. We watched 9 goals in that first leg. We did a watch-along. We'll be doing it again.